All the glory, all the praise goes to Father Yahweh, begotten Son Yahweh being Yahweh, the seven archangels, and the 400 million sign angels. Barakatah, hallelujah. King Y vessel, aka Yah vessel. Hold on one more time. All the glory, all the praise goes to forever and eternal, double honor Yahweh, forever and eternal, double honor Yahweh being Yahweh, the Father and the Son, the seven archangels and the 400 million sign angels. Barakatah, hallelujah. King Y vessel, aka Yah vessel, on this so-called Monday, September 19, 2022. And the title called I should have said something. What I mean about that, before I get to that, I did a poetry call today, not too long ago, called it's the monkeypox. It's the monkeypox. It's killing. I mean, it's taking out individuals. Yeah, it's the monkeypox taking out individuals. Go check that out on allpoetry.com under King Y Vessel. Again, it called it's the monkeypox. It's the monkeypox shot. It's the monkeypox vaccine killing. Taking out individuals. Go check that out on All Poetry. I did a poem on that. So that's on allpoetry.com under King Y Vessel. Go to the search and type King Y Vessel. It'll pop up. That's the type I did for the day. Just over the weekend I did over sad I did the show called why no the show called why does individuals don't like to listen to people listen to 30-year-old men and stuff like that. So go check that radio show out and stuff. What I mean about the topic, I have something to say. What I mean about that, I should have said, well, first off, let's get this correctly and stuff. I listened to the YAH'S worldwide podcast show on Spreaker Monday through Friday. It's on scripture show Monday through Wednesday. Do scripture show, then Thursday and Friday he do pull up. You can ask him any questions and stuff. But I called it out 2 years ago. As anybody can recall, some people might recall, two and few might recall. I called it out 2 years ago about people fakeness in his chat room and stuff like that. And I should have been one of the main ones saying something about that, because I knew something about that chat room was so fake about it, because there were too many people coming in now. When you got a crowd full of folks in your chat room, your platform, best believe they full of shit. Best believe they full of shit. And they're just telling you right now. Most of them half of them was faker than a Santa Claus letter. I've been knew about it. I called it out 2 years ago. I don't know, YAH'S caught on to it. He just caught on to it right now and stuff, but I caught on to it years ago. But he was right about one thing. A lot of them folks that turned against trying to come against Judah and try to divide and conquer, they're not Judah. They're not so-called black people. They mix with everything. Haitian, Creole, and Puerto Rican, Latino, and what's that other shit called? Biracial, and what they call not Uganda. They mix with Jamaican and Argentina or some shit like that. Trinidad. Mixed with Trinidad and all that shit like that. I've been knew about some of them motherfuckers for real in the y'all chat room, cause too many folks coming in now. Now the one that was crying about celebrity and shit, I kind of figured he was fake. I don't want to mention him like that. He ain't the main focus. The main focus with the ones that always used to be in that chat room all the time, commenting and acting like it's their chat room. Sharice, that's her name. Yeah, I been knew about that shit. She was kind of fishy in a way anyway. There was something about her 2 years ago I didn't like about her. And she claimed she was taking, which I knew she was lying and stuff like that. I don't know the girl can't pay. It's just the chat. I'm talking about the chat room situation. The chat room, I figured she always thought that was her chat room and shit, because she be the main first one coming in there calling everybody fake. But she the one was being fake. I been knew about that thing 2 years ago. I called it out 2 years ago. Now people just catching on now. I ain't trying to say I'm the most spiritual man in the world, because I'm not perfect myself. I'm still learning myself. But I should have said something about it. But I been said something about it, really. Like, I don't know, Yash them caught on to it or not and stuff like that. But I been said something about it. I said something about it in the chat room It's a lot of fake motherfuckers in that chat room. They're not who they say they are. They faking the phone. They pretending very well. And they came out. Did they come out 2 years later? Did it manifest? I called it out 2 years ago, and I've been in y'all's chat room sometimes and shit, stuff like that. I be in his chat room sometimes and stuff like that, cause I don't dick ride anybody or anything like that. I don't dick ride anybody like that and stuff like that. But I called it out. I called it out 2 years ago. So some of y'all were late on that stuff. And the thing about it, I didn't like the fact that old girl, what's that girl name? Toy. That girl Toy did the song with Take One. Y'all don't know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all don't know who I'm talking about. But I knew it was some. She was kind of not a surprise in a way, because I seen her with the hair on her damn face and with the all saying ass trying to do a Satan Illuminati impression. That was suspicious there. But before that, she was kind of it wasn't surprising about her. But Sharice, I been knew about. She was kind of full of shit. She didn't really like females in the chat room and stuff. And it got something mainly to do with Miss Antoinette Thomas and stuff, Maria Thomas and stuff. But I ain't throwing her under the bus, Miss Antoinette. But they always had something against her. It wasn't Cherie wasn't the only one. It was a couple of people had something against her and stuff. Like that woman that was stalking Yash in Colorado. What's that girl named? Sabina. Whatever that girl named Sabina. And I don't care what they say about me and all that stuff. To my ain't shit. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. You can say whatever you want, but I never fuck with you like that. So you can say what the hell you want to say about y'all Vessel and stuff, because I ain't never fucked with none of y'all anyway. I knew y'all were full of shit. Some of y'all I met before that was full of shit. Some of y'all I met before. Some of y'all I talked to on the phone. I know I'm saying it on the air and stuff, but it had to be said for real, because it was time to talk about it. I kind of like said it here and there on some of my radio shows. I kind of mentioned it here and there, but I had let it slide for a minute. But they gonna try to what they got to do with you, because I called it out. That's why it got something to do with me. I know I should have been said something about it, but it wasn't time to really say nothing about it for real. I just let it play out first, and then I might would have said something about it. I don't know if it's a long overdue to say something about it, or I could have said something faster, but I didn't want to get into it because it really didn't have anything to do with me, but it did have somewhat to do with me for real, in a way, because I called this shit out 2 years ago. That's why I said, I don't know, y'all caught on to it the last minute or whatever, and stuff like that. He should have caught on 2 years. He said he caught on since May. I caught on to that shit way before that. I caught on to that shit 2 years ago. I just didn't say nothing about it, because that was his platform, not mine. So he had to handle that. I couldn't handle that and shit like that, because I knew it was fake anyway. Too many folks coming in the chat room. Too many folks. And too many folks was acting like they're about Yahweh, but they wasn't about Yahweh. They was about themselves. And then you could tell a lot of them was broke. A lot of them were broke, and a lot of them were living in worse conditions. Not to say that my situation even better, but even better. So yeah, I knew it was fake. With the girl, with Sharice and what's the girl name? Toy. Not only them two. The dude, or the information or whatever that guy name is. I'm calling him out for real, because I better know the guy, but at the same time, he didn't seem genuine to me. He's so-called Puerto Rican and stuff. And if he listens to this shit, I ain't never said nothing about you. I don't even know you. I don't have to know you to know what type of foul shit y'all do. And I did some information on a couple of motherfucking guys. And then sometimes you get to peep them out just like that. I peeped a lot of them out. And then I ain't like how old girl, let's knock Aura out and stuff. And yeah, because I ain't like how he was trying to use Take One. That's the thing I didn't like. He tried to use that damn boy to gain some come up and shit. Try to use that little young man Take One. I didn't like that, and I ain't like the fact Toy was talking about that man like a dog. The shit I've been hearing for the past few weeks. That's why I've been hearing the past few weeks and shit. Maybe for a couple months. I just ain't comment on that shit right away. But since I got a radio show, I can say it on the air. I ain't airing nobody business out like that and shit like that, but I'm gonna air some things out that I know about. And I peeped it out, and I called it out 2 years ago. back in 20, cause I started being on I listened to YAH'S since the black my son at the Tupac breaking the oath and blood sacrifice for fame, celebrities and shit. Yeah, I've been listening to YAH'S for forever, and I started listening to his radio shows. His blog talk 2013, and I just started coming in his chat room on Spreaker back in 2018, and I knew the shit was fake. I knew the shit was fake when I started coming in the chat room. Too many folks were coming in now. They were coming in there with wrong intentions, and some of them seemed like they were drunk and high. Some of them seemed like they was on drugs. Some seemed like they still live with their parents. Yeah, I called a lot of that shit out. I've been called that shit out. And then when old girl used to get mad because I used to ignore her ass in the chat room and shit because she was full of shit. And she was going with 2 or 3 different guys. Miss Tanaj, that little young girl named Tanaj. She was going with 2 or 3 different guys. And she had issues talking about what her boyfriend said, damn, you were going with 2 or 3 guys. And she from Georgia, Atlanta, whatever fuck she from in Georgia. Yeah. Because I had to call this shit out because these motherfuckers was full of it and shit. What's that other one name? I'm trying to see what the other motherfucker name is. Yeah, I didn't see the part about people that were trying to clown YAH'S, had something against YAH'S wife. I didn't peep that. I didn't see that until where YAH'S had mentioned it for real. But yeah, I just didn't like the fact they were going at. I didn't like the fact old girl was talking about Tay1 like a dog. I didn't like that fact. And you'd think these folks cool, but I peeped it right away because too many motherfuckers were faking the phone. Even when YAH'S do live stream, he used to do his live stream a little bit. They were fake then. I said all the motherfuckers were fake except a few people. I ain't talking about Trayvon. I'm not talking about Brother Kyle. I'm not talking about Mellow Mike, the other guy he was in the he come on the live stream, and some people, one girl in the come and said, asked Cherie was a feminist. Yeah, she might well be because she was talking over every damn body in that live stream, and that told you right there someone was up with her then. But YAH'S peeped it out, but he didn't say that, which it was a good thing. But YAH'S should have kind of peeped it out 2 years ago, because Cherie was talking about was on email that man saying some people that's in the chat room should be in the chat room. Like some people she called out with the wrong people she called out. She called the people like Tate1, D's Nice, and Ghost and all them. And Pablo talking about me in a way too, but it didn't really matter because I didn't come in there so much. Yeah. And then how they used to talk about the Campbells and shit. Mr. Campbell and Miss Campbell and they used to talk about Antoinette and stuff like that. I know who they were talking about. I just ain't say nothing for real. I peeped them out already. Cause they do them in the windows, they do that subliminal shit. They do all that subliminal shit and stuff. They try to act like they're so about their life, but they not about their life. They were trying to act like they were so about their damn life, but they wasn't about their life. None of the motherfuckers was about their life. It was all a show. It was all a fucking show. It was all to be entertained. Yeah, they had good information, but they still wanted to be famous. Because they living in the projects, they live in the worst areas. They poor. They not trying to do them themselves. They stay in one spot all their damn life. They stay in one. I could name some more, but this got something to do with me. But I'm talking about the chat room right now. They got something to do. The other shit got something to do with me for real. But I ain't gonna call that out because I know about some more people in that chat room that I met in person. One of them barely coming at the other one. She coming out sometimes and stuff, but she got a husband. But I know where she from. I know where she stay at. I should call her ass out, but she ain't the focus right now. The focus was on the one who was in the chat room. We're trying to act like they run the chat room like the chat room was only theirs. You only can check in with them. That's that hood shit. Check in with them before you say anything out your mouth. And then, you know, some of them females, you come in and try to get at me and shit in the chat room and stuff like, ho, you ain't shit, and you're getting mad because I know y'all game. And then y'all think I got then they try to make it seem like something wrong with me because I called them bitches out. And plus, I know they single mamas, they got kids, they full of shit, and they live in the worst conditions. They live in the most urban areas, and got mad because I called black women out, which is true about black women. A lot of our women got issues. Y'all women got issues. Well, our women got issues. Our so-called black women got issues, whether they got kids or not, because they don't want to hearken to the words of the 614 laws of the commandment, and then they don't want to listen to nothing until they die alone and be by their damn self. Yeah, until they be by their damn self. Until they by themselves, and they got no alternative, and then nobody fucking with them no more. And that would allow them in them at. Yeah, they didn't want to support the female business. They'll support. Then they'll try to play that slick role like, oh, they'll support you now. Don't get me wrong, the haters will support you. They'll support you and stuff, but they can't stand your guts at the same time. They had to play it out like, oh, we'll buy something from this person, that person, and then we still cool. You didn't know. None of y'all knew Yash like that in person. You didn't know that man in person like that. You did not know that man in person like that. And rest in peace to Frank Lopez, because I used to fuck with Frank on the phone. I used to talk to Frank on the phone sometimes. Frank was a genuine Gentile. I think he was Hispanic. Bro. He looked like a Hispanic man. Yeah, I hated for his health condition. He didn't really tell me about that part, but I could sense it in a way when I used to talk to him on the phone. But I didn't want to get into business like that. But yeah, I used to talk to Frank on the phone sometimes. Frank Lopez, rest in peace to him. Yash had mentioned it one time on his pull-up show. I didn't know nothing about that. But you know, I wasn't trying to get close to Yash like I knew Yash, and like me and Yash was kicking it like that. See, that's what I mean by not dick rocking. I wasn't dick riding nobody. It didn't really matter with Yash or anybody. I wasn't dick riding them like that. I listened to what they got to say, because they just a person just like me. Not to say I'm the best thing in the world. I wasn't trying to put Yash on the spot. I was just somebody in the chat room, and plus him, he didn't catch on to. I caught on to it right away, because the 2 minutes when you had, like I said before, when you have too many folks listening to you and going in the chat room, it's full of shit. You can tell something. You can tell something up with it right away. And some of them they try to play it like they tried to play like they were so down for the cause, but when it was time to be down with the cause, they weren't nowhere to be found. And then they try to make it seem like, well, it wasn't concerned. And then, yeah, in a way, I'm glad some of the people in the chat room kind of called it out a little bit by Mr. Reese. I think she liked the Yash. I don't care what nobody say. She wanted to take Miss Nabia Karai place, but you weren't gonna take that woman place. She was married to Yash for years. You were trying to take that woman place. Acting like, well, and then yeah, like I said earlier, that girl, that Cherie didn't have no damn man. I seen through her already. She told me she would take it one time. I was really playing with her for real, but she told me she was taking life really. I let it stay because I knew she was lying. Most bitches in their 30s, 40s, and 50s ain't got no man. Whether they got kids or not, them bitches in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, I kept trying to tell y'all, them hoes are single. They are single and they live in the worst conditions. And I told you they were miserable, and they always drank. They always drink that strong drink, which I've been peeped that out. Cause I know a female from Jersey, she does that shit, but she ain't Judah though. Well, I will call her ass out too. But it ain't about her. It's about some of them other folks. The reason why I'm calling this shit out for real, because I didn't like how the way they were talking shit about Tay One. And then old boy Aura, that Puerto Rican no talent ass pussy. Although I don't know nothing about Aura, but Aura coming in motherfucker think he gonna shake some shit. Boy, I will come see you. Nah, I'm a little worse than Yash. I ain't gonna be doing all that damn talking on no radio show, nigga. Nah, spick or wetback, whatever you want to call yourself, but that's not gonna be me. I'm a little not friendlier than Yash. I'm a little worse than Yash. Dude, You gonna see is your worst nightmare talking to me, talking about me. So you better be careful about what you say about me. And that's on everything I love. That's on the Most High. That's on my dead mama. And I bet you won't. I bet that will happen. Now let's see. Yeah. But you ever say something slick about me, boy? I don't care how old you've been through this journey. Yeah, you might have been through this journey, but I didn't like how you try to use that boy. I didn't like that bullshit. You tried to use that boy for your own gain popularity with the divide and conquer bullshit. That was the so-called, the Nazis used to do that shit. White supremacists do that shit. They do that divide and conquer bullshit. They do that divide and conquer. Now your Puerto Rican ass doing that same old shit. Your Puerto Rican ass doing that same old bullshit. Trying to divide and conquer Judah. The so-called black people, especially the young black men. That's why young black men should listen to only black folks. They should only listen to true spiritual and righteous black men. That's who they should really listen to. Because they on that bullshit. Yeah, you tried to use that damn boy. And then you tried to use D Nice. You tried to use you tried to get Marquise on, but Marquise didn't fall for it. He might did a little weak song with you or whatever. He might have did. I don't know. I can't assume shit. Then I don't know who Carter is, but I heard his song before. I ain't never really. I listened to one few of his songs. I don't know really about him. But you try to use Take One. You try to use that boy. You try to use that boy because he was young. See, you knew who to go after, who not to go after. Fuck boy. You knew who the fuck to go after. You went at that young boy because that boy was sincere. He was really about the Most High. That man had the Most High in his heart and his mind. Not his heart, his mind. That man trying to do something with himself. He trying to grow. He tried to use that mother. You tried to use Take One. Dora, whatever the fuck your name is, Puerto Rican boy. And your girl, she ain't very mentioning because she suck dick. She suck dick for a living. But yeah, I ain't gonna mention her. But I know who y'all talking. I know. That's why I said I kind of knew. I knew about it. I knew it at the last minute. I didn't know about it till the last minute. And then I ain't like how the way you tag brother Kyle. You try to sneak this brother Kyle and shit on Instagram. Yeah, I ain't like how you try to do that shit. Amos, aka brother Kyle, on Instagram. Mad cause that man know the scripture more than you, and you don't even teach no scripture. All you talk about is bullshit. Your shit don't make no sense, and you act like you so about interviewing people that's an entrepreneur and shit. Boy, why you didn't damn I like how y'all said that shit, sum that shit up. Why you ain't teaching your own people? Why you gotta come over here and try to teach our people? Y'all always come over with that bullshit. That what white supremacy does. That what damn Nazi Germany used to do. That what the Jewish folk trying to do. The so-called fake Jews, the synagogue, they try to do that shit. And they the bastard children of Satan. The Most High ain't with them. Yeah. Try to take advantage of that young boy. Because he was young as shit. Yeah, I'm kind of hot about this shit for real. Because I wanted to call that shit out a long time ago. But it wasn't time for real. I just let it play it out. I did want to say something, but I should have said something early. I should have said something sooner, but I'm saying something now. Yeah. Y'all come up here in that chat room acting like you try to take YAH'S people away like, well, YAH'S want to know that I'm cool with such and such. And he'll let it happen. Well, not under YAH'S watch you couldn't have did that shit. And you want to go do shit under my watch and thought you were going to get away with that shit. Now we're going to let you hang yourself first. Then I might come out with you and do this to your motherfucking ass. Yeah. Yeah, I'm calling y'all sucker ass motherfuckers out. Because that's what y'all deserve. Because y'all ain't going to do that in real life. And then you do anything, you probably call the police. Because that's how much pussies y'all is. And stuff. That being such a pussy that y'all do. But yeah, yeah, and then y'all talking about internet like that. That woman ain't never did that to y'all. I'm talking about them bitches like Sharice and Toy and that Sabina bitch. And what's that other there was another one used to do that bullshit. It's another one used to do that bullshit too. I forgot her name too. Yeah. Yeah, then We know we had some disagreements in the chat room and stuff. We know we got some disagreements and stuff. People argue sometimes in the chat room. They gotta let it out somehow and stuff. But y'all do it on that man. Y'all doing it on that man platform and shit. And yeah, of course he'll get tired of that shit and stuff like that. And yeah. I'm just letting you know right now. The most I ain't with that Mr. Dora. He ain't with him. He ain't with that girl. He ain't with Sharice and Toy and all that stuff. But it wasn't shocking to me about them two. But Sharice was definitely Sharice was the main one. Was fake. She was the main pretender because she been in the most. She been in the most. She been in that motherfucker the most. Then she's always call everybody outside, but she the main one was faking it. She was faking the phone all along. She did it forever. She did it since she know it about YAH'S. Just because she gave some good information. These motherfuckers think because they been on YouTube, they find out some information on damn TikTok and YouTube and media takeout and all that shit. They thinking they know the truth by now, right now and stuff. Now some of them new ones, them young ones and stuff, they might get angry and they feelings and shit. They supposed to do that. But the people that been in the truth for down there for a decade and shit, you think they should know better. You think they should know better. You know why they mad? Because they still in the projects. They still poor. They still some bunch of overweighted losers. I bet they obese, they losers. Even if they not obese, they're skinny and stuff, but they losers. They career didn't take out when they did their songs and they go and they say I heard y'all said they got these damn groups and shit. I ain't never participated in that group and I don't really too care hear about no damn woman group because all they do is gossip. Every woman group in the world you see on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all they do is gossip. There ain't nothing spiritual about the damn women's platform. Even the ones about y'all, the ones so-called probably about the Most High Word, the Holy Spirit and stuff, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. And some of them say it's only y'all only, no, it ain't no son. Them type of women, you can't take them serious either because them stupid bitches, they the same way. All they do is gossip, but try they about the Word, but they using a Christianity, Christified twist. That's a Christianity way of praying. You don't pray the Holy Spirit and all that stuff. That's a Christianity prayer. You don't do shit like that. Hebrews didn't do shit like that. So I know y'all full of shit. I told you I don't take none of these women serious. And they used to always get mad because I used to always say all women the same. They are the same. All them bitches the same, whether they about Yahweh or not by Yahweh. Yeah. We in the zombie apocalypse world of the modern day woman. And look how it turned out right now 2 years later. And I mentioned that shit 2 years later in his chat room. In y'all's chat room. I knew there was a lot of fake motherfuckers pretending well. They ain't who they say they are. Look at it is about their name, it's about how they names and shit, how they present their names and shit. And then you can tell how the way they text and stuff. They try to all praise and glory to Yahweh and Yahweh being Yahweh. And then they don't do it for the only thing they do it. They'll say, "Oh, hey, chat room," and then they'll say something. Then they'll say, "All praise and glory to Yahweh." That's why want everybody to the chat room and shit like that. Yeah, Cherie was kind of like taking over the mainstream and shit all the time. She did that shit all the time. She did that shit every time she get in the frame. She always overtalk these men and stuff. The men just stay quiet. They might not know about that energy. That's that feminine energy. That's how the feminine movement talk. They'll come in there. And like I said, ain't they 30s, 40s, and 50s? They always come in there trying to speak their opinions and stuff, and don't know half that shit they talking about. Don't know half that shit they talking about. Don't know half that shit they talking about. Don't know half the shit they be talking about. And they think they spiritual and righteous because I say Yahweh, I'm in. No, it ain't. You gotta do something better than you say you about Yahweh and Yahweh being Yahweh and the archangels. You gotta be better than that. You gotta come better than that. Yeah. I knew about that shit I knew about that shit 2 years ago. Yeah, she used to email Yash like she knew all the information. And half of the information Cherie brought out, I knew about all that shit. I knew about most of that shit. She didn't bring no news to me that I ain't know nothing about. Yeah. I went, yeah. And Toy like I said, it wasn't no surprise by her. It wasn't no surprise about her. It was something about her in a way, and on the low that she would kind of like fake. She would kind of like phone it too in a way. One time when I had went in YAH'S chat room on his live stream, when I said I had liked her music, I liked some of her music and stuff. She kind of smiled a little bit. She glanced at it and said, "Yeah." She started smiling and shit. But at the same time, I did like her music and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, she kind of was like thought because she got in YAH'S platform that she was gonna be a star. All these bitches think they gonna come up off somebody's platform because they platform so popular and shit. Oh, it's popular and stuff. He worldwide and stuff. I might come up now. I might get old girl to sign her a deal or something, or Beyonce or goddamn Tareen, whatever they damn name, Tareen Taylor, whatever that whole name is, or Rihanna. And P Diddy and all them motherfuckers. But they caught on to that shit by P Diddy need somebody bad. I ain't really had to listen to P Diddy and his comments or to he needs some talent real bad. I ain't really had to look at that because I knew P Diddy was he the new Quincy Jones. He the wickedest man in the industry right now. But he gonna be the most dead man walking right now because women caught on to his bullshit. And he ain't talented. That was a prime example of a rich billionaire that he ain't talented. He can't sing, he can't dance, and the nigga can't rap. That's why his last name called Buffy. That man look like he damn deranged and sick, and like they trying to kill him. Yeah, because P Diddy did more sacrifice, almost worse than damn Rick Ross and Birdman. He almost worse than Birdman and Rick Ross. Well, he is worse. He just as bad as Birdman and Rick Ross. Yeah. You see, Ghost had stayed back, brother Ghost. He stayed back. He kind of figured that shit out too. He stayed back. He ain't do song with that damn dude. And Marquise ain't do song with that dude. And D Nice ain't really do no song with dude. Well, yes he did. Well, it would take one song, the song called Seven Seal Cypher. I'm glad Take One took that song off and stuff. I know all up about the Realers and the Visionary, but I listen to their show sometime and stuff. I listen to their show sometime and stuff like that. And they were talking about them too. They were talking about them. Dutch and Tina, the Realers and the Visionary podcast show. Go check their show out. The young couple, go check their show out and stuff. They got some good information, and they break things down to the T about some of these Netflix movies and shit, and the things they talk about, period, and stuff like that. Go check them out as well. With a lot of y'all probably already know about them. A lot of y'all probably know about them. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I figured that shit out. I know y'all think I'm renting and stuff like that, but I've been peeped that shit. I've been peeped Sharice out, Toy, some old people. Now you notice now it's more men in the chat room now. It ain't too many women in the chat room. And stuff. And the people, like y'all said, the people in the chat room that she said don't be in the chat room still in the chat room. She didn't like females like that. Because some people were telling me that shit a while back. The ones I used to talk to in the chat room and on the phones and shit sometimes. But I figured it out. I said she was alright in her own right, but it was something up with her. She think that shit was her chat room and stuff. I didn't really want to say that. I didn't want to jump to conclusions and shit. But you had to call us. I had to call that shit out because, like I said, the title call I should have said what I mean about that. I've been saying something about it really, but y'all didn't catch on to now. I called that. I said that shit in the chat room. I called that shit out in the chat room. when I had one, when they were kind of was hating on me a little bit in the chat room anyway, because when I had won that award, Yash did that, when that show Yash did about a prize, when one of his painting got the 3 questions right about the scriptures and stuff, and I had won that shit, and a lot of people were some of them motherfuckers were getting jealous anyway. They was kind of getting jealous and stuff. Oh, he won and stuff. Like, whoa, you ain't to say it like that, but you know that's the nature of people. They can't see you win. They always want to see you fail. Always want to see you lose and stuff. Yeah, I'm direct. I'm direct with this shit. I ain't gonna hold your hand. I know the real from the fake. I called that shit out 2 years ago. Y'all should have caught on in a way for real, because I been called that shit 2 years ago. He could have. Well, like he said, he did it in his own right for real. He did it. He let it sit for a minute. Let it sit for a minute. And people were calling out. Yeah, they were talking about Yash, talking about he representing a cult that Herbert. I mean, what's that guy name? Called us Yahweh. Hector Mitchell, whatever his name, Hulan Mitchell Jr., because he was named after his father, Hulan Mitchell, which he was a cult leader too. His dad and Raul's son was a cult leader, and from Miami. Well, we talking about the revolution that said Yahweh died for our sake. The one Peter denied 3 times, Judas betrayed him over some Sequoia and tried to turn him in to get him killed, have him set up and kill and plot. I been knew about that plot and that shit years ago. Because it was too many folks, it's too crowded in the chat room. When the chat room gets so crowded, you already know something finna go down. Something negative finna happen. Because none of the motherfuckers really was about Yahweh. They was about themselves. They was about coming up, being Hollywood. No matter how much we talk about Hollywood this, Hollywood that, they still want to come at, man, I got to get my shot. Yahweh would have gave you tenfold, but you lost your crown. And they think, well, ain't nothing happened to me yet. And then a lot of them ain't Judah. A lot of motherfuckers wasn't Judah. A lot of them was mixed with everything. They mixed with everything. And they the main ones got issues with us as a people of tribe of Judah. So-called the Hebrews and the Israelites. And they try to get Gentile caught up in that shit. And stuff. Then, yeah, they would try that. They were so supportive of Yash. Supportive of Yash this, Yash that. Uncle Yash. And then the girl goes, he ain't my uncle no damn more. That sound like a damn person that got a lot of hate in their heart. A lot of hate in their heart. That sound like a person that got a lot of hate in their damn heart. A lot of damn hate in their heart. Always mad about something. Always angry, bitter about shit. And I'm talking about the guys too. The guys with the other nation. The other nations and shit. They definitely got issues. You can't say a little thing about them. They damn get sensitive. And they can't get called out like you so righteous. You ain't never been nowhere because other nations think because they hang around black folks that they fit in. You don't fit in. No matter you try to be cool with black folks or not, you still don't fit in. You try to see, y'all used to them dumbass niggas that always smoking and drinking and bombs and losers. Y'all used to them type of niggas that y'all can kind of pinpoint and brainwash. And then you try to act like you so genuine and try to say, I'm righteous, I know Yahweh, and I've been the truth for this such and such a long time and shit. But your stupid ass didn't know that you hung yourself and you told on yourself by calling people out, and then you thought Judah wasn't gonna strike back. You had the wrong. You talking to the reals, homeboy. You talking to the reals. You talking to the real motherfuckers about that damn Most High and stuff. You ain't talking to them damn anybody that say they love the Most High. You talking to real people. Now you can snowball some of them hoes and some of them damn dudes that want to be your partner and stuff. You can snowball them, but you ain't snowball the real. And I'm going to call that shit out as long as I would call that shit out. Because as long as you're being foul, you come against Judah, you came against me. And you coming against the Most High. And the scriptures prove that in the book of the Apocrypha. Now, I called it out because I'm calling it out. I ain't called it out because somebody else here and there said that, but they can mention it to me and bring it back to my attention. But I called it out 2 years ago in the chat room. I said it, I typed it in the chat room. There's a lot of fake motherfuckers in the chat room. There's a lot of motherfucking fake folks in the chat room. They're not who they say they are. They pretending well. And nobody didn't say nothing. They overlooked that. They tried to overlook what I said. But they know it was true. They tried to overlook it. Try to say, oh, he might just saying something. No. They didn't catch on. See, they didn't catch on to that shit I had pulled. I pulled it off. And look what happened 2 years later. Just like I said, judging was on these so-called black women 2 years ago. And look what's happening right now. Ain't black women dying left and right in the millions. And they're gonna die even longer before 2023. And during 2023. Watch what I tell you now. Not predicting, it's already happening. They call the purge. The purge law. Ain't it's already happening? I called that out 2 years ago about black women gonna die rapidly. And I called that shit out about white folks gonna die rapidly over that damn monkeypox shot. And look what happened to all these Caucasian kids, and these Caucasian teenagers, and these Caucasian women, these Caucasian men, and these Caucasian elders, and these so-called Caucasian middle-aged folks. Look what happened to them. Ain't they dying 40% of that monkeypox? They're called judgment. Damn it. The Most High ain't got time to be patient with you no more. He was slow to anger. He let it ride. But Most High tired now. He finna let this shit play out. And more people gonna die with that damn monkeypox. And believe it or not, a lot of black individuals gonna die on that shit too, on that monkeypox. Some of them already dying, but a lot of them gonna die. They're gonna die right behind their counterparts because they want to be like their counterparts so bad. And so-called Hispanic individuals, so-called Asian individuals, so-called Arabs, and all of them, they're gonna die right behind them. It's always the leader first gonna die first. It started with the black woman. And then it started with the white folks. Now everybody else gonna die of that monkeypox. And some of them gonna die of shootings and all that type of stuff. Hell, some of them might die in no witchcraft, because they believe in that shit too. And sorcery and shit. They believe in that shit too. You see where they end up at. Where they at now. And the one came against me on YouTube and shit. And Facebook and stuff, where they at now? You ain't heard from them again, right? That tell you something right there. Have you heard from them? How you heard from them? Have you heard from them? If you heard from them, tell them to call 1-800 fuck off my page. Yeah. Yeah. Now, some of the motherfuckers in that chat room, y'all chat room for real, some they don't be in there all the time, but some I had got into it with before. I got in an altercation with them. Well, I got into it with them in the chat room. Just because I said that's a Gentile like that or a Hispanic like that or whatever, I said like that. And she got offended and stuff. Her name's Stephanie Ozark. And she told me to forgive her. No, I just say, nah. They just don't say nothing else to me. That chick there, she got an attitude out the way, but she a dumb one. She's the dumb one in the chat room. She a dumb one. She'll come in there and say, y'all pray the glory to Yahweh, Yahweh being Yahweh, and all that stuff. But at the same time, she got a stuck up ass attitude, and she got a couple of kids. I never talked to her in my life, but I know that boy named Bun79 that y'all blocked in that chat room. He used to try to flirt with him, and me and him kind of had a little word in a way too, but he knew not to go far with me, cause I'm not none of y'all. I ain't finna accept you on no main street, nigga. We finna be on these streets, and you gonna have to take that fade. I don't care how old your ass is, how big your ass is, or whatever. You can get your big ass knocked out too, or get fucked up, stabbed or something. And it ain't no threat. That's a promise. I come see your ass in New York, whatever the fuck you from. Now I'm just saying, for example and stuff. People try to use to flirt with her, but I don't see why, because I think she said she used to stay in Colorado, but she stay in Florida now. But I didn't really care about her in the chat room. And some of the other women and stuff, like they just left the club and shit. And some of the guys in that chat room too. I didn't really too much care about them either. I ain't really too much care about them. But I think that's all I had to say for real for right now. And yeah, I just had to damn say something about that shit and stuff. I hope y'all listen to it or not, whatever. whatever you do. You can tell whatever, you can get mad at whatever. Because fuck your feelings and fuck your emotions and fuck what you thought. I'm out of here. All the glory, all the praise go to Father Yahweh, Son Yahweh, being Yahweh, Barakatah, Hallelujah, favor and peace, King